Caution is advised.
Hey everyone, welcome to the discussion for Palm Island. This is a neat little game. Definitely a thinker for like a filler game. So obviously the gimmick of this this game is that you play this game in the palm of your hand. It's called Palm Island. Obviously in a much more natural holding position than what I was doing. Due to the height of this table, but I am very impressed by this little game. John Meatling, okay, so let's go over the things that I actually don't like about this game. I pretty much all I don't like is the card quality. It's very slick, which I think they did on purpose, was so that like you can easily move things like to the back, or you can easily slide them around and not getting stuck. Because I guess I could imagine if you were holding something like this, and you went to and throughout the game it's in the middle, and you try to you rotate it after using resources, you'll knock cards out. But in my experience, there's been times where I'm sitting here and then it's like, oh, and then you're like, well, great, now I can't fucking play the game anymore. That was obviously an extreme exaggeration for it, but it does it is worth mentioning. Because that could happen, and with a game that's meant to be something that you are waiting in line for, or you are traveling, you're playing while you're walking or whatever, then if the cards are super slick, then they can easily get knocked down, knocked on the floor, and destroyed and stuff like that. But other than that, I think the game here is pretty solid. You only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16 cards. I'm not losing anymore. Yeah. 16 cards in your deck, not including the round marker, which I think is just pretty neat. It also goes in there. But what you do is you'll have your 18 cards. Your 16 cards, you will shuffle them however you want. And then you go. That's it. You have 3 actions, and you can always look at your next 2 cards, which is really neat, because otherwise, it would just be, how well you do is just luck of the shuffle, which is a little bit the case, but you can plan ahead, which I probably wasn't doing that great of a job in the run-through. But it's oh, okay, if I want to build this temple, oh my god, I just need 1 more stone. But luckily, you don't have to discard the temple. You look and be like, oh, the quarry that I need, and you can rotate that and get the stone that you need to build the temple on the top. I think that's really, really neat. And one thing that's very subtle, and I don't know if you guys saw, I tried to point out a few things, was you're not just you are just gathering resources to then spend and then use later. But over time, the pictures will actually change, well, not on all of them, but whenever you're building things, the temple, well, I think it's just the temple and housing, actually. Yeah, the temple and housing will actually change, and you'll see the fruits of your labor, because it seems like the temple and housing are the biggest points, especially the temple. The temple will rack you a total of 10 points if you kind of build for that, and in the game there are 2 temples, so you can kind of build for those, and then housing will rack you up. I don't know how the hell you get 14 points. I got 18, but this is only my second time playing it, and I did play it though while I was waiting for my food at a restaurant while I was at Gen Con, so it was pretty neat. There's not a whole lot to the game. Like I said, you have 3 actions, and you can either rotate it, or you can either flip it. Well, alright, so they call it, because you get 3 actions, you can store it, rotate, and flip. Store it is where you turn it over on its side and you put it to the back. Rotating is when you rotate it around, and then flipping it is where you actually flip it over to the cards, because they're all double-sided and start getting you better and better things. Like, the quarry, for example, that I'm looking at, costs two wood to be able to rotate it, which will then, I can for free get a quarry, or it'll cost me 2 fish to flip it, which I can then still do the same thing, rotate it, or store it to get a stone, or I can spend a wood and 2 fish to rotate it, and one that's going to get me 2 points, and 2, now for free, I can get 2 stone. So, there's a lot here, because you're going to want to keep trying to do better each time. Obviously, I got 18 points, and I thought that was pretty good, but apparently it wasn't. And that's pretty much it. Now, you might be thinking, oh, okay, well, and this game was like super cheap. The base game, oh, what's that? What's that? The Kickstarter did come. I don't know if this come with every game. I sometimes I hate doing Kickstarters on the channel because it's like, oh, I want that, and you buy the copy and you don't get it. But I'm pretty sure that it would be really upsetting if they didn't do that. So you have your one deck. It has a blue line here, and then you have more cards. So Portal Dragon games. Then you have another deck of with a red banner, same exact cards, but it has a red banner. You might be like, well, what's the point of that? Because the game comes with a not casual competitive. You can actually play this game with 2 players, and it's you can make this cooperative. So players must spend resources to prepare their island for various disasters. Choose a disaster from one of the cooperative cards, and so you look through this. Let's see, where are the cooperative cards? Right here. Are there only 3? There might only be 3. Yeah, I think there's only 3. So you have your cooperative cards. So there's 3 cooperative. There is Famine, Hurricane, and Eruption. So you choose a disaster from one of the cooperative cards to play with and place it in a central location. The cost of a disaster upgrade scales based on the player count. So like you have like this famine that yep, I don't know what happens if you don't get it, but famine, for example, you spend 1 wood, 2 food, and 1 stone to rotate it. Okay, now you need to, this is per player. So I guess you could play this by yourself. It's not really cooperative then, but so you could try and deal with the famine as a solo player. But so I guess in 2 players you need 2 food, 2 wood, 4 food, and 2 stone to be able to rotate this. Then you need 4 wood, 6 food, 2 stone to be able to flip it. Then you need 6 wood, 8 food, and 4 stone to rotate it. Then you dealt with it. You overcame the famine, and they have hurricane and eruption, which just increases the scale of what you need. What happens if you don't complete it? Let's see. That's cooperative abilities. The current level may be completed. Oh wait, however, if you are unable to complete the disaster at or before the end of round 8, all players lose. So yeah, pretty much you just die from famine, hurricane, or eruption. So that's another way you can play if you wanted to just. I mean, you can also just do the regular game too and just do the scoring. Like cooperative, you need 30 plus to be able to get astounding, while in solo you need 40. So it must be a little bit more difficult to play cooperatively. And then, now this is pretty cool. This might actually be my favorite part. So the game also comes with these features. So if there's actually a scorecard on the back, so I could have just had that out. But they have these features, which I will read. And this is a little rule book. It's pretty neat. Gee, isn't that neat? And then where are they? There we go. So as solo play, you can start competing or trying to gain these feats, and then you'll checkmark them. So as you grow to become a stronger village leader, you may collect items of great honor for your achievements. These are feats, and they grant special abilities for use in all of your future solo games. So if I had gotten, like, if I had scored 30 points, well, I didn't get 30 points. I didn't get 40 points. I didn't get any of these. But, to level 2. Well, I threw all the cards around. I didn't upgrade everything to level 2. But that could be something that you could do. So let's see, Mark of Balance, upgrade all cards to level 2, and here are the different, feats you can get. So, Mark of Balance. Is that upside down? Oh no, Statue of Trust. Okay, so Mark of Balance, which is actually an item you get, which is right there. So, then you, this one says you can rotate it to upgrade all cards to level 2 or higher, and then you flip it, and then now, once you have this, you rotate it for free. And you get a stone, or not a stone, why? Resources are hard for me to understand apparently. A wood and a food. So this goes in your deck like permanently whenever you go to play the game. So this is a really cool idea. And every game, so it's like, so to get this first of all into the deck, I have to upgrade everything to level 2. Then to actually be able to rotate this, I have to do that throughout the game and get them all to level 2. And then it becomes free to just start getting resources. I think that's awesome. I think that's a really, really neat idea. And there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There are 9 of these, and some of these are like super hard. To get the Statue of Trust, you need to score 30 points. To get the Tooth of the Beast, you need 3 canoe houses to level 2 and 30 points. To get the Vision Stone, you need the 40 points. What's the Vision Stone do? Probably something awesome. So the Vision Stone is you score at least 40 points and you rotate it. At the start of the game, move any one card to the front of your deck. That's awesome. Because, like, how many times was like, oh, I just need a stone, or oh, I just need a second fish. And then it's like, oh, okay, well, I'll find the thing that gives me fish, put that to the front. All feats start with their start mark in the top left. Once a feat has been earned, rotate or flip it so that the unlock marker is on the top left. When using a feat you have earned, orient the card so that the unlock marker is on the top left. Some feats work the same as standard buildings, while others have special rules that may limit their use in each game. So, yeah, I think that's really, really neat that they included, because initially I believe this was all like stretch goal stuff. Initially, I don't believe this was a thing. This is really cool. The challenges in cooperative mode is really cool, so I like the feats a lot. And then you have, oh wait, that's more cooperative stuff. Then you actually have competitive. So there's 2 types of competitive ways you can play. You can do casual competitive, which you just have, casual competition. Let's see. What's on? Oh, there we go. So there's a lot of modes here now that I think about it. And so you have your casual competitive, which players work to use their deck more efficiently than other players. The game begins with one player shuffling their deck and then reading out each card's number in the order set by their shuffle. Each other player arranges his or her deck to match, so it's a fair game. Take the outpost cards, which are these right here. Shuffle them and draw 1 card at a time, discarding duplicates so you have 1 forest outpost, 1 sea outpost, and 1 mountain outpost. And so to get these in casual, which is there's 2 levels here, because there's casual and there's speed play. So casual play, to rotate this, you just get 3 canoe houses to level 1 or higher, and then you rotate it, then you get a point. Forest outpost, mountain outpost, and it looks like, okay, so these are all the same. So, oh, that's why. So sea outpost, and then you have your mountain outpost, which are right there. And then you have your forest outpost. And then so you just start playing casually, trying to get these extra points on top of the other thing. And if that's not good enough for you, then you have your competitive speed, which uses the same deck, except now you just need 1 of each resource to flip this. Okay, so now you got 2 points with the sea outpost. Then you have forest outpost, same thing, and then the mountain outpost is the same thing, just to try and quickly get those extra points. And then there's an optional villager mode, like on the backs of the competitive cards. You can play with these villagers. Set aside any duplicates of villagers on any of the 3 selected outposts and draw 3 random places. So villagers, I actually haven't played with these. Has unique abilities, recruit villagers by paying their costs. Some villagers have an active ability, others provide victory points at the end of the game. So like the Elder, for example, has active, increase your stored resource limit to 5 for this round. So you just have that as the villager. And then, and so there's an Elder, there's a Priest, there's a Chief, there's a Builder, there's a Merchant, there's a Wayfinder, a Raider. So there's a bunch of these different people you can get. But let's see, the Chief is, you get one extra point for each level on each housing. So he just wants houses. The Builder, reduced cost by 1 resource of any type. So and he doesn't get you any points, and then you can rotate him. Well, actually, sorry, you would have to get the resources. So you need to get two wood and 2 stone to be able to rotate it, and then now he helps you build stuff. So not only do you have the regular mode, which you need to get good to be better, you have cooperative, where you guys work together to try and stop a famine, a hurricane, or an eruption. You have feats that you can add in your solo mode. You have these, I don't know what these different shipping and storage cards are. I'll just look at that later. Then you have casual competitive, speed competitive, and a villager option. So I really like this game. I think it is a really, really unique filler. I very much enjoy the Palm aspect and the idea of just having this with you around. And you might be thinking, well, why the hell would I carry this around in this box? It's not even, that portable. Haha! Well, that's where you're wrong. So, you think oh god, I'm gonna cut my stomach open. They also came with this little wallet. This might be only Kickstarter only. I don't know about this part. Oh, that hurt. You have this little wallet that you can put your cards in, probably stored resource cards in one end, and then the rest of the cards in the other, like, or not at all, actually. Oh, I bet it's, so I have, one deck, and then I can put the other deck up in here. So now I have both of these. And then there we go. They can go right in my back pocket, like it is right now. And I'm good to go. That might also be why the cards are kind of like the way, because these are like those really, really bendy cards. So, this is in my back pocket right now. And then I can, oh hey, babe at dinner. Girlfriend, you want to play a game of Palm Island? Hell yeah! Then you pull out the cards, and you both have your deck. And you can, and then you can go from there, and then so you have the little wallet, and then you can be like, well, Seth, what if I want to play Palm Island in the bathtub like a weirdo? Well, you certainly can, because if you backed it on Kickstarter, you have a little waterproof canister. Boom, or you can be like, hey, while I'm canoeing. And I want to not actually canoe. I'll have this around my neck, like this, because I'm cool. And oh no, I flipped the canoe because I was trying to play Palm Island. I was trying to get my Palm Island game out of my neck holder, and I flipped the canoe, so I wasn't driving. My game is gonna get ruined. Nope, waterproof. Boom. Yeah, I don't foresee myself ever using this, but or if it's raining or whatever. But they also have in here. I mean, this is waterproof. They had it in a fish bowl during the convention, but they also have these separate cards, which are basically just ways you can store your resources. So you can pause a game, and then they have on the back, your competitive cards, your cooperative cards, your feats, your blue deck, and your red deck. So they have ways to store it within this little wet thing or wet shield thing. But yeah, so you get a lot of stuff, a lot of replayability. I think this is a neat game that if you don't want to take anything out to eat or while you're waiting in line at any venue or anything, you can have this on you. And the only skill to it is trying to figure out how you want to hold your cards. Naturally, it's not actually as hard as I was making it seem. It's just because my arm was at a natural level. But it is pretty. It will take a little bit, I think. And I mean, because I don't have that big of hands either. So if you have bigger hands, it's probably easier. Smaller hands might take some finagling. But, I mean, you can't really separate the resources that you want to have stored out because, like, as the deck cycles through, then if you ever have to draw a stored resource, you have to get rid of it, so you can't just let things go off to the side because you won't know where they're at in the deck. One thing I should mention is you might be like, well, I don't really like the fact that it's all random at the beginning, even though you can look at 2. Well, the rules do actually say that whenever you shuffle it, you can look through your deck to see how things are going to be lined up. So that's probably how you hit your 40. I don't know if it says if you can orient anything. Let's see, where was that? That's starting the game. I don't remember where it said. Before starting the game, you may take note of the position of each card in your deck. Sorry, so you could just look through it and be like, okay, so this is where these are going to be at. This is what I need to save up for. During play, you may only ever look at the top 3 cards of your deck. That might be 2, because I don't know why 3 would be a thing. But that is it, everyone. That is a scale of 1 to 10. Yeah, I forgot. I usually don't do a lot of stuff by myself. For what Palm Island does. Now, it's not the most exciting game. It's not like, oh my god, no, boom, yeah, all those resources. But it is a little bit neat to sit here and be like, oh, hey, yeah, I got all the resources that I was saving up for, and I got the temple. Like, I was excited that I got that. I'm gonna give it a 9. Like, the gimmick works. The fact that it's all in your hand. It is a simple resource management game. Does great for filler. The portability, I think, is awesome. The fact of this price point was like, I want to say like $20 or less. And you get the solo play, which you just try and do better each time. You have the cooperative play. You have the competitive play, casual or speed. You have these feats. You have these elders. And then the wallet. I mean, I don't know if I'll ever use it. This thing I probably won't ever use, but it's really neat. Yeah, I think I'm going to give it a 9. So, Palm Island, 9 out of 10. Let me know what you think of the game in the comments below. But other than that, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and have a wonderful whatever time of day it is for you. Hey everyone, thanks so much for watching this, and if you like this video, then click the subscribe button below to enjoy any video that I put out. And right next to that subscribe button is a little bell. Click that so you get notified of whenever I actually upload these videos. If you want to support the channel, you can definitely visit my Patreon page. The link is in the description below. Other than that, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and have a wonderful whatever time of day it is for you.